What's going on, everybody? Demarco here with another episode of Deadlifts, Dogs, and Dad Jokes, where we are here to help you become your strongest self and have some fun along the way. So that's our goal here. And if you get value from this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and connect with us and start that relationship if you're new here. We'd definitely love to continue learning, developing, and growing with you. So definitely something that I'm working on for myself as well. To this week's podcast is going to be a short one. It's a little bit more of a rant, but also with a very powerful call to action for those of you that are willing to take this step. And I'm going to be blunt with you, and we're going to go right into it. You stop waiting for the perfect day. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect weather, the perfect share prices, the perfect political situation, etc. There's so much of life is out of our control, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed and to start thinking about how life is hard and what is unfair to us. And I think that a good reframe is that, first off, yes, there are lots of things that are out of our control, and it's very frustrating at times. I totally get that. We can't control what other people are going to do and what's going to happen with the economy, what's going to happen with weather, what's going to happen, with business. And, there's so much that's out of our control, and it can be very overwhelming. I definitely understand that and empathize with you. However, I decided to undergo a massive reframe and a total perspective shift over the last few years. And I have just decided that, yes, I'm going to get annoyed of those things. That's normal. These things are going to happen. But I can also decide to flip the switch and focus on what I can control. I can control my actions, my habits, and my thoughts to an extent. I mean, you could argue how much you could control what your thinking is, but I definitely have noticed with mental training and concentration and with meditation, mindfulness, etc., that you are able to train your thought patterns. And I'll give you a couple of book recommendations in the future that really help work on that. But again, focusing on the things that you can control. It's very few. It's a very short list of things that actually are in your control. So my challenge to you, first off, right off the bat, is to just focus on the things you can control. You can focus, you can get your workouts in, even if it's just a short workout. You can drink more water, you can eat one healthy meal, add a serving of vegetables a day, take an extra few steps in the day, park further away from the store, further back in the parking lot, so you have to walk more, if it's safe for you to do so, of course, depending on where you are, take the stairs instead of the elevator. Many, many little things that you can do that are going to empower you immediately, where you start to take back control of your life, of your health, of your success, and of the things that you want to accomplish with your life. So, first off, you've got to stop making your health, your fitness, your success, and your wins conditional upon situations that are largely out of your control. Again, we just talked about this. There are many, many things that are out of our control, and you've got to stop relying on these things to just perfectly align for you to accomplish what you need to do. The deep work, the workouts, whatever you need to do in order to become your best self. For me, it's my strength training, it's my breath work, it's my eating healthier meals, getting more water in, being around positive, empowering people that will empower me and help uplift me and help me reach the next level. I'm always talking about how in life I'm trying to level up like a video game character. So one way I like to think of it in a fun way. So stop making your again, fitness, health, and success conditional upon these other factors that are out of your control. You start creating what we call non-negotiables. For myself, I get absolute minimum 2 workouts in a week. I strive for 3. Most of the time I hit 3, but I have to at least hit 2 workouts in a week. And that's just one of my non-negotiables. 3 is a good week. And if I get a little bit more, if I get a 4th one in, awesome. But 9 times out of 10, I can hit that 3. And, but I will tell you, it's some weeks it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Some weeks it's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Some weeks it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes it's Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. It's all across the board. My week can be a bit chaotic. Of course, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have a small fitness business. I'm obviously a personal trainer, got my small business, and I'm slowly working on building the Strength with Purpose brand. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on, a lot of things that I'm responsible for. And there are large parts of my day that are unpredictable. If Vivi decides to wake up early from her nap, Vivi doesn't sleep well through the night, it's, flat tire, lots of things that we just can't, that we can't account for. So, it's up to you. And I say this to myself too. This is a call to action for myself. It's up to you to create those non-negotiables. And I would I would be careful and not have too many of them, because it's then you set yourself up to where your expectations are so high that you can't meet them. And then that sets you down a spiral of you're not succeeding, and you start getting into a loop where you feel like you're failing, and it's not good. So I would say start off very simple. Like myself, I got to drink I try to drink at least like a liter of water a day. I do a liter of seltzer every single day. And that's an easy way for me to just get that minimum water. And on a more active day, I'm going to drink probably two, or sometimes even more if I'm outside walking, hiking, more intense workouts, etc. Taking Vivi to the park, and those types of things that are, of course, going to make me sweat more. So, but for me, it's got to get my 2 workouts in a week. I've got to, drink my water. I've got to have at least 1 serving of vegetables a day. I strive for 2 to 3, but you'd be surprised how challenging it can be to do that, when you have so many other things going on. So, but that's, just a quick recap. Stop waiting for that perfect day. Stop making your health and fitness and success conditional upon other, situations and scenarios that are out of your control. It's honestly just irresponsible and reckless if you're going to wait until everything just, the stars align. You wait until everything is just right for you to take those steps and become your best self, because that time may come. And that's awesome if it happens for you. And then you can get into things finally happen where you can get back into it. But as soon as something changes, then you're going to fall off. And I say this because I also had that all or nothing mentality for years. It was like, everything's got to be just right. The bench press has to be open on Monday so I can bench press. Oh, if I can't bench press, then I can't do my workout. Let me just go do something else. And I get it. We're habitual creatures. We get into habit loops. It's very good. But be flexible with yourself. Allow yourself that flexibility of, listen, I can't work out an hour and a half, 2 hours, or an hour or whatever, but I can get a 10-minute workout in. I can do some swings. I can do some get-ups. I can do some squats. I can run the stairs, walk the stairs. I can do some squat jumps, jump rope, burpees. I hate those, but if you like those, go for it. But there's many, many ways that you can get the job done, especially with your workouts. You're working on, advancing in your career, read 5 pages of a book in your field, whatever your field is. For me, it's business, self-development, health, and philosophy. I find that there's a great connection amongst those field interconnectedness. Please, someone comment if that's not a real word. I've used it the last few times. I really hope it's a real word, so I didn't just say something silly. But anyways, I've noticed that there's a lot of interconnectedness, interrelatedness with those fields and schools of thought. So yeah, you've gotta put together those non-negotiables, those things where your mindset is, I'm going to get this done no matter what. And when you do that, you'll totally change the hardwiring of your brain. Because for many years, my mentality was, okay, I've got to work, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and I'm going to fit my workouts in when I can. And now it's a matter of, look, I still have work, I still have responsibilities, I still have my family, and a little bit of community volunteering that I do. So there are people that are relying on me and that I'm responsible for serving and helping, but my fitness and my mental health are very important. So those things are going to get done no matter what. It's not, I'll fit it in if I can. It's, I'm going to get these things in. I've got to get those 2 workouts in no matter what, even if it's Sunday night. Last week I worked out Sunday night about 9:00. Luckily there was a basketball game on, so I was able to have it on the background, kind of get me fired up. But again, I didn't feel like working out, but I made the commitment to myself. As you said, dude, you got to get 2 in, and it's Sunday night. You better get it done because the next week starts tomorrow. And again, if my number for myself was 4 or 5 or 6, and being a busy stay-at-home dad, trying to stay caught up on laundry and chores and, just general life stuff on top of course, trying to be a present, aware father, and of course, wanting to work and provide a little bit for my family, it's easy for things to get lost in the shuffle. So go into that mindset of whatever those non-negotiables are, 5,000 steps a day or whatever, or, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking a little bit further from the store, from your office. So you have to walk a little bit more. Set those non-negotiables in place. You'll start to really rewire your thought patterns around your health, fitness, and success, and you'll start making those really, really slow but consistent gains and wins. I've talked about football before where, it's a game of inches. Everyone's worried about like touchdowns and, the big crazy play that's going to get all the points on the board, but don't disregard positive yardage and first downs. A little bit of progress every single play, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year will compound over time, and you will set yourself up for very, very big wins in the future. That's in anything: fitness, health, financial, health and freedom, financial freedom, investing. I mean, if you take the long view approach and you commit to the process and say that I'm going to do these certain amounts of things in X number of times and in X number of weeks, days, or whatever, and set yourself up with that frame of mind, that mindset, you'll start making those wins, and you'll set yourself up for success, and you will surprise yourself with what you are capable of. So please don't, I know I'm bouncing around a little bit here today, but please don't disregard small positive changes, because those are going to lead to really big changes in the future. So definitely don't disregard those. Don't just write those off and think that they're nothing. Moving in a positive direction, even by a little bit, is great. I'm going to quote the Fast and the Furious. I'm sorry I have to do it, but one of my favorite lines in the first one especially, which we can argue obviously is, I would say, the best one in the franchise. But anyways, whether it's by an inch or by a mile, winning is winning. So great mindset, very true. If you win, you win. If you achieve the goal, it doesn't really matter how long it took to get you there. I can tell you, I'm about to test for my Sinister Challenge. I've been training for it for almost 5 years now, and it's taken me a long time. I had a couple of injuries. I had some awesome training blocks where I felt like I was the strongest man in the world. Maybe not necessarily, but you get the idea. I felt very, very powerful, very empowered. I had plenty of training sessions where I felt like total garbage, wasn't moving well, and just started to question and doubt myself. Like, should I really be doing this? I don't know if I'm capable of this. And I'm about at the point where I'm going to be testing it again. And I've made a lot of progress. So, but this was the path. It was up, down. It definitely was not linear. And things didn't just happen immediately. It took time. It was time in the gym, time, in the trenches, so to speak. So just to give a nice quick recap and a call to action for you: stop making your health, fitness, and success conditional. Put together those non-negotiables, those things that you have to get done by the end of the day or the end of the week or the end of the month, end of the year, etc. And stop waiting for the perfect day, because it doesn't exist. Guys, if you got value from this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that awesome YouTube stuff for the algorithm. And I'm very excited. We're going to be putting out a lot more content for you. I am finally getting my life together and actually taking action on the advice I just gave you, which is also just trying to, make those slow, positive changes. So I'm happy to tell you that I'm saying this to you, but also to myself. And I find that when I take my own advice, obviously my life, fitness, health, and success tend to trend in a positive direction as well. So super pumped. I've got some kettlebell training videos coming out for y'all. I'm going to be teaching you how to get strong with a very minimalist approach, particularly going to be great for business owners, parents, basically any human that's busy, which is pretty much all of us at this point. So stay tuned for that stuff, and we'll see you next week. And just remember, if you want to become your best self, train your body, feed your mind.